Everyone tells you the secret to building wealth is earning more money, and they are correct, but that's not the end of the story. Get the promotion, start the side hustle, work longer hours if you can stomach it, hit six figures. And while earning more will absolutely help, that's definitely not the end of it. After studying how ordinary people actually become wealthy, one thing became painfully clear. The people quietly building real wealth are not necessarily the people earning the most. They're the people doing things in the right order. Because when it comes to investing, the sequence matters more than most people realize. You can buy all the right investments and still end up with dramatically less money than someone who followed a better process. And the scary part? Most people don't even realize they're making the mistake until years later. By then, the damage is already done. I spent weeks digging through investing strategies, retirement plans, tax-efficient accounts, and wealth-building frameworks. Not just looking at what people invest in, looking at the order successful investors follow. And what I found surprised me. Building wealth isn't really about finding the perfect stock. It's not about predicting the market. And it's definitely not about getting lucky. It's about following a sequence that allows every dollar to work as hard as possible. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5-step investing order that actually builds wealth. You'll learn the hidden tax of procrastination, the one guaranteed return most people never claim, and the special investment accounts governments created that can save you tens of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. Let's start with the mistake that's probably costing you the most money right now. Step 1. The hidden tax nobody talks about. Before we talk about investing accounts, retirement plans, or index funds, you need to understand something. The most expensive investing mistake isn't choosing the wrong investment, it's waiting. That sounds almost too simple, but it's true. Most people believe the biggest risk is losing money in the market, so they tell themselves they'll start investing later, after they do more research, after they learn more, after they feel confident, after the economy improves, after the next election, after they get a raise, after they pay off a few things. There's always a reason, and every reason feels logical, responsible even. But while you're waiting, something is happening behind the scenes. Time is disappearing. And in investing, time is the most valuable asset you have. Not intelligence, not income, not stock-picking ability, time. Because investing isn't powered by effort, it's powered by compounding. And compounding is brutally unforgiving to people who delay. Let's look at a simple example. Imagine two people. Both invest $300 every month. Both earn an average annual return of 8%. The first person starts investing at age 35. The second person waits until age 45, just 10 years later. Same amount invested, same return, same strategy. At age 65, the first investor ends up with roughly $425,000. The second investor ends up with around $171,000. That's a difference of more than $250,000 created entirely by waiting. Think about that. No bad investment decisions, no market crashes, no mistakes, just procrastination. The first investor contributed about $108,000, but their investments generated over $300,000 in growth. The second investor contributed $72,000, yet ended up with less than half the final wealth. That's the hidden tax nobody talks about, the tax of delay. Every year you wait is a year your money isn't compounding, and unlike taxes, there's no refund. You never get that time back. This is why people who start small often beat people who start big. A 25-year-old investing $100 a month can easily outperform a 45-year-old investing several times that amount, because compounding rewards time more than effort. So what's the solution? Stop waiting. Not next year, not next month, not after you've read 5 investing books, today. Open the account, set up the automatic transfer, start with whatever amount you can afford. Maybe it's $50, maybe it's $100, maybe it's $20. The amount matters far less than getting started, because the moment you begin, the clock starts working for you instead of against you. But once you've solved that problem, there's another mistake that's arguably even worse, because this time the money is already sitting there waiting for you. Most people just never claim it. Step 2. The guaranteed return you're leaving behind. Imagine someone offered to double your money instantly. No risk, no market fluctuations, no complicated strategy. You put in $1, they put in another dollar. Most people would jump at that opportunity immediately. Yet millions of workers ignore exactly that opportunity every single year. And the reason is simple. They don't see it as investing. They see it as paperwork. Many employers offer retirement contribution matches. In the United States, this is often through a 401k. In other countries, there are similar pension matching programs. Here's how it works. Let's say your employer matches contributions up to 5% of your salary. If you contribute that 5%, they contribute another 5%. You put in $100, they put in $100. Your investment instantly becomes $200. That's a 100% return before the money ever touches the stock market. Think about how powerful that is. Investors spend years searching for investments that can earn 10% annually. Some chase risky assets hoping for 15%. Others obsess over tiny differences in fund fees. Meanwhile, they're ignoring a guaranteed 100% return sitting right in front of them. Nothing comes close. No stock, no ETF, no mutual fund, nothing. And yet, many employees either don't participate at all or contribute less than the amount needed to receive the full match. Why? Because retirement feels far away. Because filling out forms feels boring. Because nobody explains how valuable the benefit actually is. But make no mistake, failing to capture your full employer match is the equivalent of rejecting part of your paycheck. Your employer already budgeted that money. It's yours. You just have to claim it. So before you worry about advanced investing strategies, check your workplace benefits. Find out whether an employer match exists, find out the exact percentage, and contribute enough to receive every dollar available. This should be one of the first priorities in your investing journey because free money is still money. And once you've captured that guaranteed return, it's time to make sure you're not quietly giving part of your future wealth away somewhere else. And that's where most investors make their next big mistake. Step 3. The tax trap that's quietly eroding your returns. At this point, most people think they're finally ready to invest. They've started, they're contributing consistently, they're getting the employer match, everything seems to be moving in the right direction. But there's one critical decision that many people get completely wrong, and surprisingly, it has nothing to do with what they invest in. It's where they hold those investments. Most beginners spend all their energy researching investments. They compare ETFs, they compare stocks, they compare funds, but they rarely spend any time thinking about the account itself, and that's a problem. Because two people can own the exact same investments and end up with dramatically different results simply because one used a more tax-efficient account. Think about it this way. Imagine you and your neighbor both plant identical fruit trees. Same tree, same soil, same weather. But every year, someone comes and takes a portion of your fruit while leaving your neighbor's tree untouched. After 20 or 30 years, who has more fruit? Your neighbor. Not because their tree was better, but because they got to keep more of what it produced. That's exactly how taxes work on investments. Every dividend, every capital gain, every taxable distribution, they're all small leaks in your wealth-building machine. And small leaks become huge problems over decades. This is why governments in many countries have created special investment accounts designed to encourage long-term saving. In the UK, investors can use ISAs. In the United States, there are Roth IRAs and traditional IRAs. Many other countries have their own versions. These accounts allow your investments to grow with significant tax advantages. And over a lifetime, those advantages can be worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. The mistake most people make is opening a regular investment account first because it's convenient. Then years later, they discover they could have been investing in a tax-efficient account the entire time. Don't make that mistake. Before opening a standard brokerage account, spend a little time learning which tax-advantaged accounts are available in your country. Because it's not just about how much your investments earn, it's about how much you get to keep.
And once you've protected yourself from unnecessary taxes, it's time to move on to the next step, because now we need to talk about what actually goes inside those accounts. And that's where most investors make their next big mistake.
Step 4. Stop trying to beat the market. This is where many people get into trouble. They've opened the account, they've started investing, and suddenly they feel pressure to become experts. They think they need to find the next big stock, the next tech giant, the next company that will multiply tenfold. And that's exactly where countless investors go wrong. Because the financial industry loves complexity. Complexity sells. Simple rarely does. A headline that says, "Buy this one stock before it explodes," gets attention. A headline that says, "Invest consistently in broad market index funds for 30 years," does not. But guess which strategy usually wins? The boring one. Study after study has shown that most professional fund managers fail to beat the market consistently over long periods. These are people with advanced degrees, research teams, and access to resources the average investor can only dream about. Yet most of them still lose to simple index funds. An index fund doesn't try to predict winners. It simply buys a small piece of hundreds or thousands of companies at once. Instead of betting on one horse, you're effectively owning the entire racetrack. When businesses grow, your investment grows. When economies expand, your investment expands. It's simple, it's diversified, and historically it has worked extremely well. The problem is that simplicity feels boring. People want excitement, they want action, they want to feel smart. But investing isn't a game of intelligence, it's a game of discipline. The investor who quietly contributes every month to a diversified index fund often ends up wealthier than the investor constantly chasing the next hot opportunity. Because wealth is usually built through consistency, not brilliance. So if you're unsure where to start, keep it simple. Broad market index funds have helped millions of people build wealth without needing to become stock market experts. And once your investments are automated and growing steadily, there's one final step that separates successful investors from everyone else. Step 5. Automate the entire process. Most people think investing is about making good decisions. The truth is that successful investing is about reducing the number of decisions you need to make. Because motivation is unreliable. Willpower is unreliable. Life gets busy. Unexpected expenses happen. Emergencies appear. And every month that requires you to manually decide whether to invest is another opportunity to skip it. The wealthy understand something important. Systems beat motivation. Every time. That's why many successful investors automate everything. Their contributions happen automatically. Their retirement accounts are funded automatically. Their investment purchases happen automatically. They remove emotion from the process. And that's incredibly powerful, because investing is often hardest when emotions are running high. When the market crashes, people panic. When markets surge, people get greedy. When scary headlines appear, people hesitate. But automation ignores emotions. Automation doesn't care about headlines. Automation doesn't care about fear. Automation simply follows the plan, month after month, year after year, decade after decade. And that's exactly what compounding needs: consistency. Imagine planting a tree and digging it up every week to see if it's growing. That would be ridiculous. Yet many investors do the financial equivalent of that every day. They constantly check their accounts, they constantly react to news, they constantly change strategies. And in doing so, they interrupt the very process they're trying to benefit from. The best investing system is often the one that requires the least attention. Set it up, automate it, then spend your time building your career, improving your skills, and enjoying your life. Let your investments do their job quietly in the background, because investing should support your life, not consume it. So let's quickly recap. First, stop waiting. The hidden tax of procrastination is far more expensive than most people realize. Second, capture every dollar of employer matching available to you. It's one of the few guaranteed returns you'll ever find. Third, use tax-efficient accounts whenever possible so you keep more of your investment growth. Fourth, stop trying to outsmart the market and focus on simple, diversified investments. And fifth, automate the process so consistency becomes effortless. But here's something important. Everything we discussed today is just the mechanics. It's the framework. It's the instruction manual. And instruction manuals don't create wealth. People do. Because money isn't just a math game. It's a behavior game. The biggest financial mistakes aren't usually caused by a lack of information. They're caused by fear, greed, impatience, ego, lifestyle inflation, and poor decisions made in emotional moments. That's why some people earn six figures and stay broke, while others earn average incomes and quietly build real wealth. The difference isn't usually knowledge, it's behavior. And if you truly want to understand how money works, you need to understand the rules that govern those behaviors, the unwritten rules that separate people who build wealth from people who constantly struggle with money. That's exactly what we'll cover in the next video, the 12 rules that separate the wealthy from everyone else. Some of them will challenge everything you've been taught about money, and several have absolutely nothing to do with investing. Click that video now, learn the rules, and I'll see you there.